YouTube. This is a review of the premium Bandai Master Grade Hazel Custom. This is a Master Grade version of a kit which we already have in HGUC form. Definitely not complaining because I for one think that all UC kits need a 1/100 scale version. The RX-121 Gundam Tr1, that's a mouthful, it's not done yet, Hazel Custom and its brethren suits appear in the manga Advance of Zeta, specifically Flag of the Titans. It was improved upon with data from a badly damaged Hazel Gundam piloted by Lieutenant Wes Murphy, and according to the manga, this suit did not receive the privilege of being painted, which explains the plain white color. The design of the mobile suit was done by Kenji Fujioka, who throughout the Advance of Zeta series amazed us with his unique mobile suits. This kit was released late 2017 and is based off the Gundam Mark II version 2.0, hence it shares multiple similarities with the aforementioned kit. This kit retails for 4,500 yen, but as it is a premium Bandai kit, do expect some markups from retailers. This limited run kit is not that difficult to get compared to the other premium Bandai kits that I've gotten, but if you have missed the pre-order period, get ready to fork out more than necessary to purchase this kit. Straight out of the box and completely built, the Hazel Custom is truly a sight to behold. The intricate head, which has a large base for the V-fin and a forehead camera that runs all the way to the back. The raised clavicle armor on the upper torso, which houses what may look like beam saber handles, but in actuality, I have no idea what they are. But they sure complement the upper body with that yellow. The protruding cockpit armor with its fine details, I think you get the idea. This kit is a resplendent representation of the Hazel Custom, and you need not dig deep to see that. With its bumps and angles in all the right places and panel line galore on most of its surfaces, it will surely please even the most demanding of UC fans. Even so, this kit is not without its fair share of lacking colors. As with all model kits, touch of paint will surely do this kit justice, as most of its yellow accents and parts are molded in white, and the vents on the knees are a solid yellow instead of being black to simulate an exhaust opening. Most notable would be the emblem on the groin armor, which is entirely in red, and the fingertips, which are not in red. Stickers are provided for most of these details, but aside from the eyes, I would not recommend using the foil stickers on this kit. The water slides, on the other hand, are a welcome addition, with all the necessary insignia and logos to emphasize how much of a Titan mobile suit this kit is. Beautiful Titan's test team logo, along with a large TR meant for the shield, are ready to give life to this already handsome model. Not take long to complete this kit, as it was a rather simplified version of the Mark II 2.0. Only took me a whole day to complete it. Besides the legs, the inner frame is reminiscent of the Mark II. It does borrow its arms from the GM Quell, however, but do not worry as the elbow joints are still from the Mark II. What really sticks out the most are the knees, a bigger, bulkier knee that would put to shame other kits like the GPO-2 and Sentinel Gundam. With that being said, they do give the suit a much fuller and tougher looking build. Let's take a look at the articulation. The head is connected to the torso with two ball joints providing for a nice forward and back movement. The side-to-side swaying is hindered by the short collar and wide cheek vents. There's no problem rotating the head a full 360 degrees, however. The yellow rods on the clavicle armor are on an angled ball joint, and they can be raised upwards and sideways. They do not fit the typical Master Grade beam effect parts, so I am not entirely sure as to their purpose. The shoulder connection at the torso is limited in any movement besides a small forward and back movement, as opposed to the Mark II 2.0, which would allow the whole shoulder to move upwards. The shoulder armor does flip upwards and rotates along with the shoulder connector from the arm. This allows the arm to be raised just below the head. Nothing impressive there. There is a swivel at the bottom of the shoulder joint to rotate the arms. The double jointed elbows and simple forearm allow for a perfect 180-degree bend. The wrist has a rather moderate range made possible by the ball joint and a hinge joint which connects to the hands to give it that necessary dexterity every mobile suit requires. The fingers are nothing special at all and are limited just like the ones on the Gundam Mark II. They can be separated but lack any joint aside from the ones connected to the palms. The torso is connected to the hips by two ball joints. This doesn't give it a wide range of movement due to the shape and design of the waist section. The cockpit hatch armor moves forward and upwards, while the door can be pulled down to reveal a pilot figure, a generic pilot figure at that. Front skirt armors move independently on a ball joint without needing any modification. Side skirts rotate on a polycap swivel, and the rear armor has no articulation. The hip joint that connects into the upper leg can move forward. It has a simple lock mechanism that helps to hold the joint in place after it is swung forward or backwards. The hips have a ball joint that connects to the polycap socket in the upper thigh. It should allow for a wide forward and sideways movement for the leg if not hindered by that skirt armor. But the articulation should be more than enough for a kit as bulky as this. The thighs rotate at the hip joint and open up as you bend the knees, which do not get the wide range its double joints are able to give it, thanks to that large armor on the calves. This for me, however, is no problem at all, as the ankles more than make up for any of those limitations. Looking back at the knees, you can see the ever-familiar fabric pipe, similar to the Master Grade Mark II and the first Master Grade New Gundam. The part of the ankle which connects to the calves are on a hinge joint, and the lower half is a ball joint, accompanied by the same hydraulic gimmicks on most 2.0 kits. The armor around the ankle are connected to the feet and can be raised or lowered. The feet is rather limited with just a slight raise. The backpack has two thruster vents that are on a ball joint, so they move just enough to indicate the direction of thrust. The upper part has a mechanism that extends outwards. This is connected to the booster pod, which can move up and down on a simple hinge. Now, taking a look at the accessories, this kit does not come with a multitude of weapons and equipment. It has a XBR M84A particle beam rifle, which looks like a sawed-off version of the Mark II's beam rifle. It connects to the pegs located in the hands, and the kit is able to hold it with no problems whatsoever. It also has another handle for double-handed control. The sight visor can be flipped down when not in use. A funny thing about this rifle is that the kit provides you with two extra energy caps for it, but the one attached on the rifle, as you can see here, cannot be removed. This is not an issue, but it would have added to the fun factor of the kit, especially when even high-grade kits incorporate interchangeable magazines for their weapons nowadays. Speaking of energy caps, their connecting points are covered with two yellow parts each, and they attach to the side skirts. One of them, however, the left one, is suspiciously loose. There are two shields to choose from: the standard GM Quell shield or the shield booster, which is littered with amazing detail. Both connect the same way to the forearm via this part, not fancy at all, but only the shield booster, the trademark of the Hazel, has a peg that connects to the booster pod. The only beam saber handle fits into an unsightly hole in the backpack, and you are provided with two beam effect parts for one beam saber handle. So that's it for the details of the kit. All in all, it is a rather complete model. Scores well in the aesthetics department with its bulky and beautiful armor. It does not lose out on articulation either, and the number of paint required is at a minimal. Most of all, you would have not known that the legs were made up of several different pieces. That means there are no seam lines that require fixing and filling, except for the ones on the rifle. The plastic on the parts which are new and not belonging to the Mark II are somewhat dated. They remind me of the kits from the 90s which had that hard plastic that if you weren't careful enough, you'd create stretch marks when you cut them off the runners. This is especially true when building the rifle. So that is it for my review of the premium Bandai Master Grade Hazel Custom. I am truly grateful for your views and I hope you will look forward to my other videos. And with that, I bid you all goodbye.